Okay, so there's this rumor I've been seeing spread around WatchFam for a while now, and it is that Rolex are going to discontinue the Pepsi. So the GMT Master 2 BLRO. And for a while, I just thought this was a clickbait title. But now I've spoken to authorized dealers in Canada and in the UK who all think this really could be happening soon. So I think it's worth talking about. If you're new here, hi, my name is Brittany, and on this channel we just talk about watches in a hopefully not pretentious and joyful way. It's really hard to not sound pretentious when talking about Rolex, but I'm going to be doing my best here. I'm going to be trying. And go Jays go. But we're not here to talk about great baseball teams. Let's talk about the GMT Master 2 BLRO. So the Pepsi is probably the most beloved and desirable of the GMT line. This is my personal favorite of the Rolex GMTs. As much as I love the other variations, there's something about the high contrast bezel that just hits my soul and it feels right. But there have been rumors swirling around for a while that Rolex might discontinue this model. And for a while, I just thought it was people spreading rumors, but I'm kind of starting to think that this might be true. So we just got back from a 3-week holiday in Canada, which was gorgeous. We didn't want it to end. But while we were there, we visited a Toronto authorized dealer and got talking about the GMT Master 2. I think I was wearing it actually. And the manager there began hinting that she had hardly seen any Pepsis come through this year. She has a giant list of people who want this watch, who are waiting for this watch, but she's just not seeing them come through. And she's beginning to suspect that it might be discontinued soon. We had a few really similar conversations with other Rolex ADs in different Canadian cities. Then, upon coming home, one of our UK authorized dealers said something similar. They said in these last 12 months, they've seen less than three stainless steel BLROs come through. I'm so sorry, waiting list people. And they strongly suspect, they don't know, Rolex hasn't said anything, but they have a hunch that Rolex might be discontinuing the stainless steel variation. So I should be clear, this is just speculation. This isn't information from Rolex themselves, but it does feel like something I've been hearing more and more about, and now I've heard it from a few different ADs in 2 different continents. Now, why? Why would they do this? Why would Rolex discontinue an incredibly popular and coveted model? And there really is only one big reason for it. It is difficult for them to produce the ceramic bezel in red to Rolex standards. And I think that's all it boils down to. If you've been into watches for a while now, you know, Switzerland just operates under different rules. If a normal business ups the production of their popular models, the Swiss watch industry almost always does the opposite. The world of luxury cares about production numbers. AP could meet the demand of the people who want the Royal Oak. I mean, it's almost exclusively the watch people actually want from the brand. But availability and accessibility isn't luxury, and they want to protect the brand image. Or I think of the Patek Philippe 5711, which was discontinued according to the Stern family because there was too much hype and it was overshadowing what the brand wants to be known for, their high horology timepieces. Now, this is not what's happening to the Pepsi. If they do discontinue the 126719 BLRO, the stainless steel variation, it won't be because Rolex thinks these are so popular and wouldn't it just be so clever to constrict the availability, but it will be because the red ceramic is just so tricky to produce and it's not worth it. So the Pepsi was first introduced by Rolex in 1955 with the reference 6542 with the Bakelite bezel. Then, in 1959, the Bakelite was replaced by aluminium. Or aluminum, don't get mad at me in the comment section. But when Rolex switched from aluminium bezels to ceramic in 2007, the Pepsi was then only available in the white gold variation, stating that it wasn't worth making in stainless steel because the bezel is too hard to produce. The white gold looks amazing, but if you don't have a white gold budget, like me, sad times, you were always hoping that they would make a stainless steel variation. Maybe they would just go against their word and one day bring out a stainless steel. Then, in 2018, they shocked the watch world by releasing the 126710 BLRO in stainless steel. This has always been a hard-to-get model. At least it was for us. And from the people I've been talking to at the authorized dealer, they think it is being discontinued for the same reason Rolex wasn't going to release it in the first place. The bezel's too hard to produce. Now, us watch geeks can be a passionate people, to put it diplomatically, not difficult, passionate. I've seen on a lot of message boards and video comments, people doubting if the red is actually all that difficult to make. So I've spent a considerable amount of time this week researching ceramics and looking a little bit deeper into this. And it turns out Rolex isn't lying. Apparently, according to the Ceramic Art Network, there's a Chinese ceramic lore about a potter who became so frustrated with his many failures to make a red ceramic glazed pot that he threw himself into his own kiln. That's a very dramatic story. And with modern materials, it's a heck of a lot easier than it was in ancient China. But still, producing bright, vibrant, bicolor ceramic bezels isn't an easy task. To my understanding, to make a bicolor ceramic bezel, it is first baked and becomes one color. Then half of the bezel is chemically treated and heated under pressure that turns the other half into another color. It's not a simple or cheap process, and it has a high failure rate. From what I understand, I'm by no means a ceramics expert. If you do know a little bit more, please do comment. We'd love to read it. But from my internet understanding, some colors are easier to produce than others, like darker colors. So I'd imagine the blue-black of the BLNR is far easier than the BLRO. Hey guys, Editing Brittany here. Just another thought I had today, driving with my friends, my Watch Geek friends Vu and Lydia. Shout out to Vu and Lydia. But I was thinking, if Rolex was to discontinue the Pepsi, it would make a lot of sense as well, because every other model in the GMT line with the bicolor bezel has a black and other color bezel, except for the Pepsi. So the CHNR, the brown and black, the new green and black, the new gray and black, blue and black. It's always everything in black. So I feel like that could also support the theory of maybe they'll discontinue the Pepsi. Now, I really need to emphasize and make clear, this is all just speculation. They might not be discontinuing the Pepsi at all. It might just be limited and hard to produce. So that's why it's taking a while to get. If you are sat on a waiting list, wondering why you haven't got the call yet, this is why. Your AD doesn't hate you. They're not doing secret backdoor deals with gray market people. They're just not seeing them come through. They want to give them to you. They're just not seeing it come through. I love this watch. This is my favorite variation, and I really, really hope this isn't discontinued. I hope Rolex is able to sort out the production issues soon. Anyways, I'd love to hear all your thoughts, feelings, any other gossip you've heard about this. Are you waiting for a Pepsi right now? Let me know in those comments down below. I really, really, really hope Rolex doesn't discontinue this one. I'm hoping to get a neo-vintage 90s, noughties Pepsi in the aluminum. I want one so bad. So I need this to not be discontinued and skyrocket those secondary prices. Ugh. Yeah, go Jays, go. Rolex, please don't discontinue the Pepsi. And let's thank the amazing, fabulous, wonderful patrons. Ooh, 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 it's the patron song. Ah, yeah, 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 it's singing time. Thank you, Pope tier patrons, you're so perfect. Thank you all tier patrons, you're all so perfect.